What is up, guys? And this is part 2 of the Annie Early Access Special. This time around, it's gonna be a showcase of all of her variants, so buckle up and enjoy the show.
Showtime!
First up, we have Starchild. She's an air-type natural bronze who specializes in using star power to both break down opponents' defenses with guard breaks and deal burst damage with empowered blockbusters. Her signature ability is called Stardust. While in star power mode, each of Starchild's hits blocked by the opponent has a 10% chance to inflict guard break and slow for 15 seconds. Blockbusters also deal 50% bonus damage while in star power mode. These make for a simple yet effective signature ability to help Starchild push more damage in fights. Take note, Annie's signature ability has only a 10% chance to inflict guard break. This makes it generally a bad idea and a waste of star power meter to spam enhanced basic attacks on blocking opponents like an epileptic monkey in an attempt to open them up for a combo. The only time I would recommend using this strategy is with a multi-hit blockbusters like Sagan Beam and Gravity Slingshot. After all, they also get increased damage during star power, which allows Starchild to make use of her entire signature ability in one go. In general, the most value you'll get from her signature ability is to activate star power right before you use your blockbusters, then immediately turn it back off. This way, you can enjoy the benefits of damage-boosted blockbusters in multiple instances throughout the fight. Next up, we have Solar Flare. She's a fire-type natural bronze with more star power than your average Annie. Her signature ability is called Dragon Install. This makes her star power meter accumulate 50% faster, giving this Annie variant access to her modified moveset earlier in the fight. When activating star power at full meter, Solar Flare also gains permanent haste, 5 stacks of permanent enrage, and a single stack of fatigue that lasts 5 seconds. All effects are removed when exiting star power. Since fatigue has a 50% chance to stun Solar Flare, the safer play will always be to deactivate star power mode before 5 seconds have passed. But with all those buffs, that's a lot of time to deal substantial damage. Take note, fatigue can be prevented by immunity support. This allows her to go crazy without a time limit. Another hilarious thing you can do is to use a level 3 blockbuster to get rid of the fatigue. Next, we move on to the silvers, and first up we have Galactic Glamour. She's an air-type natural silver that utilizes critical hits to do work on both offense and defense. Her signature ability is called Perfectly Balanced.
This whole thing should be.
Shut up, Thanos, no one asked you. It gives her a 50% chance when landing a critical hit to inflict guard break for 10 seconds. This allows her to reliably continue her offense even on blocking opponents. She also gets a 50% chance of gaining a stack of auto block for 10 seconds when suffering a critical hit. This makes her harder to take down, especially against crit-heavy opponents. Unlike the previous variants whose signature abilities are focused on star power, Galactic Glamour focuses more on the new modifiers. And because its activation is centered around critical hits, maximizing crit rate on her is an absolute must. With a high enough crit rate, you can lock your opponents in an endless loop of guard breaks and crits with very little threat of retaliation. However, like most crit-based fighters, she still gets hard countered by the usual suspects. This is why you might want to keep her away from Marquee Painwheels and Dreadlocks. Next up is Triple Threat. She's a light-type natural silver that uses special moves and a little bit of luck to activate her star power early or stay in star power for extended periods of time. Her signature ability is called 3 Body Problem. She gains one of 3 possible permanent buffs during star power mode: immunity, unflinching, or invincible, each with a maximum duration of 15 seconds. The buffs are removed when exiting star power. She also has a 33% chance when using a special move to reset all buff timers and gain 30% star power meter. This encourages a special heavy loadout to maximize her signature ability. Being able to turn star power on and off multiple times gives Triple Threat the ability to reroll her buffs as long as she has enough meter to do so. And with her specials occasionally refilling star power, you can do this fairly often. The random buffs also leads to some occasionally hilarious clutch plays like this one. Next up, we have Ninja Star. She's a dark type natural silver that uses interrupts and projectiles to deal massive amounts of damage. Her signature ability is called Sonic Sword. This gives her a 100% chance when hitting an attacking opponent to remove one opponent buff and inflict guard break for 10 seconds. Now take note, recovery frames are counted as part of the attack. This means punishing unsafe moves fast enough counts as an interrupt. Her signature ability also gives a 50% damage bonus to her projectiles for each debuff applied to the opponent. This makes Ninja Star a relatively straightforward yet powerful variant that rewards players with solid fundamentals. Just punish accordingly, incorporate projectiles, and profit. Hey, keep it down, will you? Sheesh, what was that all about? Let's move on to the gold variants, starting with Ageless Wonder. She's a light type defensive natural gold with a lot of HP that punishes overly aggressive opponents with a wide range of buffs while also threatening her own offense when projectiles get blocked. Her signature ability is called Celestial Shield. It grants her auto block, final stand, and immunity for 10 seconds for each well-timed block. In addition, when either fighter blocks a projectile, she inflicts a 10-second immobilize onto her opponent and gains 5 stacks of precision. This makes her an absolute pain to take down on defense if players don't secure hits properly. Ageless Wonder is funnily an effective counter to Annie's general playstyle. Annie, being on the slower side of the roster, makes it a bit more difficult to find openings, especially from a distance. Guard Break was meant to be a way to compensate for this, but this becomes extremely unreliable against Celestial Shield because of both auto block and immunity. And with Ageless Wonder being a light type fighter, may Sagan have mercy on the poor souls who try to test out their new toys against her in Rift. Next up, we have Materia Girl. She's a water type natural gold that can bide her time and quickly gain star power, then launch a terrifying counterattack with a wide variety of buffs to choose from. She is a reference to one of the most well-known characters in video games, Cloud. No, come on man, not this again. Her signature ability is called Limit Break. Getting hit has a 10% chance of increasing star power meter by 15%. This includes blocked hits, making this useful for offense as well as defense. When star power is activated, she also gets a random permanent buff that gets removed when exiting star power. She can get either Enrage, Precision, Haste, Auto Block, or Regen. Just like with Triple Threat, you have the option to toggle star power on and off to reroll your buffs. Haste is extremely useful for getting a very early level 3 blockbuster. And Precision is amazing against those pesky defensive signature abilities. Over 30 hits without a single stack of evasion in sight. That feels really good. Next, we have Moonstruck. She's a dark type natural gold with her own source of meter control and a very powerful support skill. She is a reference to one of anime's OG waifus, Sailor Moon. Nope, not that one. Her name is Moonstruck, and I've had a huge crush on her since. Oh, nope. FBI, open up! Come on, you can do it, buddy. Third time's a charm. Never mind. Her signature ability is called Total Eclipse. She inflicts Wither for 10 seconds and gains 15% star power meter when landing a critical hit with a projectile. This makes her the only Annie in the game with a reliable source of meter control. When activating star power at full meter, she can also revive and heal teammates by 100% of her missing health. This can only happen once per match. On defense, activating this ability late in the fight will often leave players with not enough time to finish the round. This makes Moonstruck a potential pick for some stall teams. A very important thing to note, The stars from Moonstruck's empowered basic attacks count as projectiles and are capable of landing critical hits. This gives her the potential to stay in star power mode for absurdly long periods of time, all while keeping opponents' meter at bay. If for some reason you want to hold the world record for longest time in star power mode, Moonstruck is the perfect Annie for you. I mean, there can't be anyone else, right? Right? Next up, we have Timeless Hero. She's an air-type natural gold that gets increasingly stronger for each 20-hit combo. Oh god, here we go. She's a reference to another video game icon. Okay, that's it. No more references for the rest of the video. No more. Her signature ability is called Swordmaster. She gains a timeless stack of either Enrage, Auto Block, or Regen for every 20 combo hits. All buffs are removed when suffering a hit. Now, once per match when obtaining all 3 buffs, she gains 100% blockbuster meter and infinite star power. And having unlimited access to her empowered basic attacks, combined with the Enrage, can lead to absurd amounts of damage. Remember, the buffs she gains are random, so there can be some instances where she'll have only multiple stacks of 2 buffs. She needs all 3 to get her unlimited star power. So there's still an element of luck to using her entire signature ability. Nonetheless, Timeless Hero is a powerful attacker that rewards high combo counts with nearly unlimited offensive potential. And finally, we have the diamonds. Let's start with Model Leader. She's a defensive water-type natural diamond with a mix of progressively impenetrable defenses and team-wide support. Her signature ability is called Liquid Courage. As long as this fighter is alive, she clears all teammate debuffs and grants a 15-second armor every 20 seconds. In addition, she gets a stack of permanent auto block for every 15% HP lost. So unlike pre-existing supports like Persona Assistant and Surgeon General, this fighter can also protect herself very effectively. To top it all off, she's a water type, so she benefits from the Frost Armor Catalyst. Common counters to Frost Armor teams have historically involved debuffs like Curse or Double's Chaos Marquee. But because Model Leader cleanses debuffs every 20 seconds, this substantially reduces the reliability of those strategies. Expect this variant to be a highly sought-out defensive staple when Annie arrives in the game. And last, but certainly not least, we have Heatsink. She's a fire-type natural diamond that specializes in extended periods of burst damage. Her signature ability is called Searing Stars. She gains Enrage for 15 seconds when using a special move or blockbuster while in star power mode. And unlike other variants who lose their buffs after exiting star power mode, Heatsink's Enrage stays active throughout its natural duration. This gives players the option to turn on star power, use a special or blockbuster, then turn it back off. But her signature ability does not end there. Charge attacks consume all stacks of Enrage, inflicting stun and heavy bleed for 2 seconds per stack consumed. This makes for some incredibly scary corner resets. Because Heatsink has impressive base damages to begin with, combining this with efficient star power usage, Enrage stacking, and well-timed charge attacks allows her to sweep entire teams faster than you can say, when's Annie. So that ends the Annie Early Access Variant Showcase. More Annie content still coming, so subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned. Till then, thanks for watching, that's a wrap. Wait, you know what? That's not a wrap. Heatsink is actually my favorite reference, so you know what? I'm going to risk it. Heatsink is a reference to another Annie gamers know very well. Oh, motherfucker!